Okay, so for people who love the more traditional Christmas pudding on Christmas Day, but this year they want something a little bit more modern and different, well, don't worry. I have devised a recipe that does that exactly for you. This is my Christmas pudding ice cream.
Okay, so for your Christmas pudding ice cream, here's what you're going to need. In here we've got 3 teaspoons of rum. We'll have 450 grams of mincemeat. That's quite a lot, but remember, you're going to make a massive pudding, so that's it. We've got 4 eggs, and we've split them into the egg yolks and the egg whites. We also have 300 millilitres of double cream here, and we've also got 100 grams of sugar. So, let's get started. So first of all, we're going to put the rum and the mincemeat together into a bowl, and we're just going to mix this up together. This smells like Christmas already. I'm getting excited. I can murder a mince pie right now, seriously. I'm not even joking. Oh, there's so much in there. Okay. And we're just going to mix that together. It won't take very long. And we'll just leave that to one side because you're not going to need that for a while. Meanwhile, we have also lined this dish with cling film, so this is to put your ice cream in. And now for the really fun parts. We've got our 300 milliliters of double cream here. We're just going to tip that into a bowl, and we're going to whisk that with my balloon whisk. But if you can't get a balloon whisk, it's fine just using an electric mixer, but I just prefer this because it means you've got more control over it. And we're going to whisk this until it forms soft peaks. Now, if you don't know what soft peaks are, basically it's just when you lift up the cream from the whisk, it will come up and it will just flop over. And that's when you know you've got the right consistency. Now, after you've done all the whipping, you can actually see that it's also changed consistency, so it's gone a bit like whipping cream. And if you lift it up, it may, there you go, it may not, be massive, but you can see it's already flopping over. When you do it yourself, you'll be able to see it if you can't see it on here. Naughty. With your egg yolks, we're just going to mix that up until they are all mixed in together. You don't have to don't put this with the double cream. That's a no-go area at the moment. You'll just leave this, okay? And so, with the egg whites, you are going to put them into your other bowl. There's so many bowls to this, but by the end of this, you will have achieved something amazing. And we're going to do the same thing we did with the double cream, with either my favourite balloon whisk, or again, if you don't have a balloon whisk, use your electric beaters on a fast speed at first, but then once it starts coming together to soft peaks, just bring it down until it forms stiff. And this will be a bit like a meringue consistency. So if you've made meringue perfect, you know exactly what consistency it should look like. If not, just wing it. So obviously when it gets to stiff peaks, your egg is going to look like this, and it will remind you of meringue. Remember always when you're going to do the egg whites to scoop down the bowl if necessary, scrape it down, because you want everything incorporated. You don't want one half of it to be stiff and the other half of it to be soft, and maybe a little bit of it to just fill the egg white. You don't want that. So you want everything incorporated. And by the time you're finished, it should, if you can see it, be stiff. There's one right there, there's a little small one. Obviously, it looks much better when you do it yourself because you know what it looks like. Okay, so we've got all that. And now, and this will remind you of meringue. I'm just going to scrape down the bowl. We're just going to incorporate the sugar into the bowl, and we're just, again, going to mix that back in until it's nice and fluffy, and it should be nice and glossy actually, and it will remind you of a meringue. And it may trick you a bit, but remember you're making ice cream. Okay. So once all that is incorporated, we are going to put in our double cream and our egg yolks, which means I can get rid of my balloon whisk, which I'm going to get rid of. And we'll put in our double cream using my spatula. Remember to get all the cream in there because you want a really nice creamy ice cream. Double cream is perfect for this because it gives you that nice creamy texture. Single cream doesn't work. And whipping cream doesn't work. Not even milk will work, like I said beforehand, by accident. And remember your egg yolk to make it enriched. The egg yolk will enrich your ice cream while the egg white will make it nice and airy and fluffy for you. And so we're just going to do a folding technique. Now how I've learnt it is you go around the sides of the bowl and then you make a cross in the middle. So we go down and then we go across. So you see that, we go round and in across. Now I'm using a bendy spatula, but if you don't have a bendy spatula, a normal spatula is fine. Around the sides of the bowl, incorporating everything. And you can stop it until you can see no egg yolk. All the egg yolk is gone. You can't see it. At this point, we are going to now tip in our mincemeat, which you lovingly prepared earlier. So we're just going to scrape down the mincemeat, still smelling of Christmas, which is absolutely gorgeous. And don't be tempted to eat it, because I'm trying my hardest not to eat everything that's in here. And we are going to just do the folding technique like we did beforehand. So we're going to go around the sides of the bowl, down. It's around, down, across. Just repeat that to yourself and you will now know how to incorporate it. We just want it all evenly distributed throughout the entire ice cream. So we're just going to keep on doing that, and it will start to change colour because you put mincemeat in there and it will look white with probably specks of brown in there. And so here's the great part. Into your prepared bowl. So we're just going to put that in there. Remember to smooth down the top as well so you've got a lovely smooth finish in the bottom. Great thing was about bendy spatulas. This is going to be so nice when we're done. Honestly, to goodness. And now we are just going to... Sorry, I've got stuff on my... There we go. The awkward moment when you can't find your lid. When did you find the lid? And we're just going to put that... And now we're just going to set that in the freezer, and we preferably want to freeze that overnight. But of course, in true Blue Peter fashion, here's one I made earlier. Because I know that you want to see the way it turns out. Okay, so overnight your ice cream should look like that, like normal ice cream should. Absolutely rock hard. Now I've boiled some water in a kettle, just normal kettle, and just normal water. To this bowl here. You don't want a lot of water because you're going to put this in here for a few moments just to loosen it up. So we're just going to put this in here for a few moments. And keep the water here because just in case it won't come out, okay? And we're just going to tip this over. Because otherwise you can't see it. We're going to leave you in suspense here. Ooh, what's it look? What does it look like? here you have it. 1 ice cream pudding ice cream ready for Christmas Day.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. To be honest, I didn't expect the Christmas pudding to come out like that. And by the way, even though you didn't see it on video, it tasted absolutely gorgeous. I had to prize myself away from it. And again, I'd like to see what you're doing at Christmas this year. If you've tried any of my bakes, get me on my Twitter and get me on my Facebook. Remember the hashtag #EllieBakes, otherwise I won't be able to see it. Okay, until then, guys, I hope you all have a very, very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Happy baking, and I'll see you next year.